AI agents are supposed to act like humans, right? They make decisions, they help you get things done. That's why they're considered the most important use case for AI today. But here's the problem. They have terrible memory. Everyone's focused on feeding AI agents documents through RAG. And sure, that's useful, but that's not really memory. That's just knowledge. But what about giving AI agents the ability to learn from our actual conversations, to remember our goals, to remember our preferences? We can even correct them on our preferences over time. Now that's real memory. That's when agents truly become personalized and human-like. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build this using Mem0 and Qdrant. By combining these two tools, you can build AI agents that actually remember individual users and learn from their interactions. I'll show you the current problem, then demonstrate my solution where I can switch between different users, and the AI instantly remembers each person's memories and details. This is going to change how you think about AI agents. Let's dive. So once you get the link to this project from my Gumroad, just navigate to the repository and let's clone it to our machine. So once you've navigated to my GitHub link where the project code lives, just download and clone the repository into your machine. Once you've downloaded the project, we'll CD into it. You hit an LS and you'll see all the project files are installed. Next up is that we're going to use Cursor to open up the project. Once you have the project open on Cursor, you'll see we have the .env file. We're going to need to supply the OpenAI key, the Qdrant URL. So what I want you to do is create your own file and copy it over. The next step is that we need to get Qdrant up and running. We're going to use Railway for this. If you don't have Railway set that up before going to this next step. Click New Project, deploy a template, type in Qdrant, choose Qdrant, don't choose the Qdrant cluster. Just all you need to do is just click Deploy, and we'll wait for that to deploy. We can now look inside the deploy logs, and we can see it getting ready to deploy. When you go into the details, you'll see whether it was successful or not. In this case, it's successful. We can just navigate to this URL, and it's working as expected. Now we'll take this URL and put it in our .env file. We'll set this to true. Now I'm going to go get my OpenAI key, save that there. Because this is a fresh project, you're going to have to create a new virtual environment in your project. So we'll do UV VNV. That'll initialize a new virtual environment. Now we'll activate it. Once it's activated, we'll run a UV pip install the requirements because it installs these packages extremely fast. Now, given that we have Qdrant deployed and we specified the Qdrant URL, we can now test this to make sure everything's working correctly. So go to your terminal, CD into scripts, do an LS, and you'll see that you want to use test CLI functionality. So just run Python, test CLI functionality, and we just want to make sure this is successfully working. Perfect. Because now we know everything's working, I can show you an interactive test using Gradio. So we'll CD back into our main directory, and we'll into Gradio AI Tutor. Here inside this directory, just run Gradio app.py. This will deploy a Gradio user interface for testing. We'll just navigate to this URL here, host 7860. So what this Gradio app is, it's an AI prompt engineered tutor for healthcare. It allows you to learn how to craft effective prompts for AI health coaching applications with personalized memory-powered conversations. Therefore, the more you conversate with the AI, it will store those memories, and the conversation will be higher quality because the AI just knows more things about you. So I'll create a new username. I'll say Sammy212, my phone number. This will serve as my unique identifier. So now I can chat about, it's like, what is my name? In the beginning, AI doesn't know who you are. But if you say, my name is Sammy, then ask it again, what is my name? It remembers you. Now, why is this important? For example, if I go to any chat interface, for example, let's say grok.com, and I say, what is my name? It doesn't really know anything about you. I'll tell it, my name is Sammy. All right, now it knows my name. Now, if I create a new chat session, what is my name? it doesn't continue to remember who you are. Now let's do a new user. Let's say John 212 and a new phone number. Start a new session. What is my name? It doesn't know anything about you. My name is John. My health goals are to learn more about peptides and PPC 157. Hey John, it's great that you're interested in learning more about peptides and PPC 157, etc. All right, I'm allergic to gluten. And now, behind the scenes, it's storing memories that John is allergic to gluten. Now, I'll sign in my previous user, which is me. I'll start that session again and say, hey, what are my health goals? And what am I allergic to? So it does not know anything about my allergies because I'm not signed in as John. If I sign back as John, hey, what are my health goals? I forgot. And what PPC, what peptide was I interested in? So it tells me my health goals are learning more about peptides. Great. Okay, what am I allergic to? It says from our previous conversation that you are allergic to gluten. So this is the power of Mem0 and Qdrant because it stores these memories, and you can really build these really amazing apps where when a user interacts with the full application, we can store memories and interactions of what the user did so that when, let's say we have a health coaching platform, we can have different AIs that serve different purposes that can extract memories and use it as context to better serve the client or user. So now let's dig into the code just to show you what is being used for this to make it happen. So if you go inside Gradio AI Tutor, you'll see that we initialized two clients. We have the OpenAI client and we have our Qdrant client. All we need to do is just specify the configuration. We specify the large language model that we want to use, and it can be OpenAI, Claude, Grok, Gemini, whatever choice that you prefer. And then we need to specify the vector store. Our provider is Qdrant. Specify the collection name, the client, and embeddings dimensions. Once you do that, you can use Mem0's client and use the function from config and just pass in that configuration. Now we have the memory service object where we can use to search for the user's profile and history or just details. And the query is user profile and learning history from user ID. So if we go to this user ID, you'll see that we're appending the username and the phone number as the unique identifier. So the unique identifier is what allows us to identify which user to search for within the Qdrant vector database. I'm not going to go into the code deeply. I just want to show you how this is done. But the most important thing is that we're allowed to search and get results. And that's how we serve it back to the user. So that's all I wanted to share. This is some really amazing technology where we combine Mem0 and Qdrant to allow us to give AI memories. Feel free to dig into the project. There's a lot of good documentation of how this project works. It explains the Qdrant API. There's also an API where you can run. Maybe I'll go into it in a different video. But you can serve this as an API. So what I mean is that you can deploy this into the cloud and you can use an AI with memory inside of an application. Maybe I'll share this in a different video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer that for you. If you like the video, don't forget to like. If you want to see more videos, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.